money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. You win some, you lose some.
But you live to trade another day, live to make another
Is
play.
it the bottom yet? I'm trying to buy out everything. Not gonna get upset, just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you scared, might as well get neuter. I'ma keep chasing my dreams. Wake up and mansion so big, I need a segue to get from wing to wing. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
But you live to trade another day, live to make another
Don't be scared, G. Like paid in full, get your bread, B. Cold wallet full of crypto, yeah, Big Lebowski. Can't forget to tip the waitress, fur and loathing in Las Vegas. Tupac told us about the changes, people hating on your greatness. Mansion looking hella spacious, shoes, they ain't got no laces. This the Aquarius age, life happen in different phases. Out with money, in with crypto, analog to digital. Could've been rich, but you was scared, what a imbecile. Say you want a miracle, but you bet the minimal. Should've bet it all, hell no, not the unthinkable. Grow some balls if you got a pair. Man, I double dare you to put it all in the market. No sir, I'm not trying to scare you. Seeking and searching, I need some more money. AI is scary, make us look like dummies. Serious about profit, I need it, I'm hungry. My music all over, but I'm from the country. Bank account thicker than Manuka honey. Got multiple wallets, don't go in my pocket. Either's a favorite, but I don't discriminate. Scared to get money, get the hell up out my face. You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day,
live to make another play.
Win some,
another day,
you lose some.
Another play, live to trade another day, live to make another play.
Win some,
another day,
you lose some.
Another play, live to trade another, live to trade another day.
Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show everyone how to make simple, easy, and effective moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So today, we have two big events happening simultaneously, which is very ironic. We have a government shutdown that happened early in the mornings on the 1st of the month. We're in the 1st of the month. We're in October. And this is a term that's been thrown around in crypto for years because really we have historically had a bullish October for the stock markets, but then also for Q4 and also for crypto. We like October, but we're just hoping we don't get rugged and it's not a trap. And we also have tax provisions being talked about right now. We have a big tax hearing that is actually happening live right now. So we're going to actually play a couple clips from that. So that is happening simultaneously. And then we also have a lot of bullish inflows for the ETFs. I'm pretty sure, yeah, when we just checked, we double checked and we started to get some bullish inflows. So if you're looking at the far side inflows, we were selling a little bit. Weren't inflowing as much, but check it out. We got more yesterday, on the 30th. We had yesterday we had pretty nice inflows for Bitcoin. So let's look at Ethereum. We also had really nice inflows for Ethereum. So that attributed to some really good price action. And now, so if we pull up real quick, we're just going to keep on track here. We're going to start with the Bitcoin TA and altcoins, and then we're going to go right into a little bit of the government shutdown. Then we're going to go and talk about how banks are going to start selling crypto here pretty soon, because the gates are just wide open for banks to start custodying crypto for people. It's just, I think it might be pretty obvious at this point that, we will have these banks jump on board to start say, hey, we'll sell Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin on Bank of America app, and you might laugh about that, but I think that might actually start to happen, is that we get banks being just full porting crypto themselves, because they know they could potentially generate yield. They could even build their own Ethereum protocol. Bank of America could just contact it, and say, hey, Ethereum developers, help us make a better app that incorporates our cash and all this stuff, and just kind of a super app. I mean, what's stopping these banks? Nothing, now. But before, it was kind of a gray area. It was kind of a slippery slope. You didn't really know if you could, banks are just, and obviously it's crypto's competition, but if you can't beat them, you're going to join them. And I think that's what's happening with the overall financial TradFi system, is we're getting a complete fusion over into digital assets, analog to digital, as the song says in the beginning. But welcome, my friends. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We see some people in here already. Don Cabrera, we got Lasers, we have Constant Swimmer. What's going on, everyone? And so let's get into what Bitcoin did last night, because actually I want to get into that first. We saw that we were ranging, and it was just kind of a matter of time if we were just going to decide if we were going to chop back down. But this is one of those Jesus take the wheel moments, I guess. It was like, all right, just let's throw it up. Let's just give it to me. And so that was the Jesus take the wheel moment. Give the wheel over. And so Jesus said, let's go. The wheel was turned into the right direction, which is we wanted it to pump. And also we had some data come out that also signified that the feds can continue to be dovish, and also move forward with the rate cuts, and just continue to each meeting with the Fed meetings to cut the rates. But at this, so that's what's happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin ended up pumping really hard, and now we're just testing. And if we look, this is the 3-minute chart. So if we go on the 4-hour, you can see where Bitcoin was testing. Yeah. Oh, this is crazy. It actually did exactly what I said. So if you guys remember, I was doing TA on Bitcoin, and I said it looks like an inverse head and shoulders, and as long as it creates the inverse right shoulder, then if we pinch in, I said pinch in the clinch in between 114 and this one right here, we'll test up to the, I literally circled it. I said we'll test up to the next spot. That's like a pretty high probability chance that we would test up into the next level, to the next range, which was right here. So that's good. The next order block that we need to bust through is 120,000. So I also said that. I said if we do this and we test this, we're going to see how much strength we can get to bust through the order block. And then the obvious next level is to go where the bearish divergence trend stopped, and it would basically go up to 126,000 as like the next stopping point. Like break through that order, we might, I don't know, because look, this was all resistance right here. So we're just testing testing that resistance all right here. It's obviously could be an opportunity to short if you're wanting to short this, but the market might signal that, hey, like we're going to turn that resistance right here into support to get to the next shelf, because Bitcoin is doing this thing where it's like a staircase. You know, it's going up. It pumps like gets a lot of volume. Then it gets a pullback. Sometimes it's kind of aggressive and it Y-coughs. It does this W, goes and does that Y-cough accumulation W pattern. It hits selling. It chops around a little bit. Then it goes to the next thing. And then look, you can see it's doing it right here again, where it's doing the W pattern. It got up to this point. Maybe it chops a little bit, and then it's just gonna go to the next, it's just going to go to the next point of the staircase here. At least that's my best case scenario. I mean, markets do like to pull back and give us the rug when we're feeling super bullish, but we do have a lot of things happening that are coinciding with bullish movements in the stock market. So as the title says, the stock market and crypto completely ignored the government shutdown because everyone went on to ChatGPT and said, well, what happened with the government shutdowns anyway on the stock market? And all the data showed that every single time that we've had a government shutdown, the market rallied 35% on average afterwards over the next 3 to 12 months. So people were like, yeah, I'm not falling for that. Then they were buying. So as they're basically front running and ignoring the FUD that normally ensues with said government shutdown. And also we have the Feds cutting rates. So it's like, everything is signaling to just not be in the dollar, to be accumulating digital assets, getting into stocks that are crypto stocks, and then also trying to see where the winners are, where a lot of that money's flowing. A lot of it has to do with stablecoin minting. We got like companies like Circle. We have Gemini did an IPO, crypto exchange. We've had just everything you can think of that could be the most bullish setup in crypto ever. And what gives me even more twinkles in my eyes is that retail is completely sidelined. So all of this is institutional driven, and retail will just be, without them even knowing, are going to be using crypto. And then we don't need them to like buy. The institutions are who's pumping our bags anyway. So that was always a naive thought to think that retail was all of a sudden just going to come in and start buying our bags. I mean, that's like, we'd like hope so, but we don't need them to come in. We want them to. So then they're not feeling like they're just being forced to do it. They came to their own conclusion. Like, we had to come to our own conclusion, and some of the FOMO, and be like, all right, well, is this like, what is this? What is this thing? Let's test it out. Yeah, you guys feel me. You know what I'm talking about. But I would like to see more people on here, man. Holy crap. It's crazy. That the YouTube for some reason is not letting my people know that I'm going live. They're taking a little bit, but also people are working too. I always make a joke, like not everyone can watch crypto content every single day. But yeah, so let's get into government shutdown. So government shutdown live updates. Funding ends after Trump. GOP Democrats fail to cut the deal. So the full shutdown began after top Democrats and Republicans, including President Donald Trump, failed to agree on a short-term deal to keep the government funded. Democrats led by Chuck Schumer and Jeffries demand that any stopgap funding measure include an extension of enhanced Obamacare tax credits. You guys got to remember that Obamacare was some of the worst healthcare setups that we've ever. I mean, basically for 8 years, the American people got completely scammed, outsourced. Big Pharma basically took over. The premiums were absolutely atrocious. And it was a nightmare. It was basically just like, here you go, here's your choices, and that's it. And pretty dumb. So Trump suggested Tuesday that his administration could take major actions during a shutdown, including cutting government benefits for a large number of people. So he's like, look, He's like, okay, we can't make a deal. Well, guess what? During all this government shutdown, as president, I'm allowed to do this. So you know Trump's going to do that. I mean, you don't think Trump's gonna play ball with the Democrats with this, because his argument is that the Democrats only want these extra provisional numbers to be able to fund illegal immigrants and provide all this extra money to a section of people. So so that's what makes it a little controversial, because that's just kind of like historically, I mean, you even think about it, like when you think of the Democrats and the Republicans naturally are a little bit more conservative. Some Republicans are, you know, they could be center, maybe some issues a little left, you know, maybe they're like, hey, you know, we do need programs to be able to help people. We just need to have like better systems in place to, you know, make sure the money goes in the right place, make sure that like where stuff is supposed to go, it actually ends up going. So that's more of like a Republican being like conservative and being like, hey, let's just like make sure, you know, it's going to the right places and we're taking care of our people under our, you know, the citizens, you know. So I think that's the gripe, is like, hey, let's actually make sure the money's going where it needs to go. Because look, historically, it hasn't gone where it's needed to go. We've seen that usually it's a tactic to just slush fund money into these organizations and these government funded crap that usually we see, and they did the numbers, and when everyone was getting audited, you saw that it was like really bad. So this is, and then so when it does get, and then what always happens, the Democrats, if they don't get their money, they threaten to shut the government down. And I'm like, wow, okay. That's what happened last time. The Democrats were trying to get this. It was all about the border. And remember, Trump brought the media for the first time ever in a meeting that was supposed to be a closed door meeting with Chuck Schumer, and they were going back and forth. And he was like, "Look, you know, I want everyone to see that you are willing to shut the government down because you want the money to go to something different, and you don't want to secure the border." So that's what the Democrats have historically done, is they go, well, we're just going to have the government shut down. If they don't get their money, they shut the government down. So that's what's happening there. And I think that's pretty fair to say, if you want all of this money to go to the right place, it should. And a lot of the times people, you know, in America have a hard time getting true good access to healthcare, and I think it's completely manipulated by both sides. So it's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, it's anyone who has made any vote or has been lobbied by pharmaceutical industries and by healthcare and by health insurance companies to make sure that they profit the most off of us getting sick, having to get healthcare in general, and it's a complete damn scam. So for the first time ever, we have an administration, like with the help of RFK Jr., to be able to put a light on it and say like, hey, this is why we're sick. This is why we have autism levels at all-time highs. This is why people are addicted to all these different things. This is why America is like has the culture it does. And then not to mention, you top on the fact that there's like all these attacks on you wanting to be more spiritual or be, you know, start to go into a spiritual community, whether it be like a Christian, whatever it is. Whatever's getting you closer to God and Jesus, it's just like, you know, that's being attacked as well. So it's just like, holy freaking crap. So you fix the money, fix the spiritual basis and like backbone of the country, and then things might get a little bit better. And it's crazy because I watched Charlie Kirk And I was watching some videos of him explaining this, and it made sense because like our government in America was founded on the basis and blueprints of almost like the biblical law, kind of like almost based off the 10 Commandments in a way, but like, you know, just in sections. He explained it very articulately and I was like, dude, this dude, for the fact that he didn't go to university and knows as much as he does and was able to just like quote scripture and Constitution and all these articles, I was like, dude, this dude was really good. So rest in peace, Charlie, because man, he was lightning fast too, which is crazy. I mean, it's like a super skill to do that. And let alone be right. That's what's crazy, because then he's like you can fact check me right now, and then usually you fact check me, you're like, oh damn, he's like dead on. So you fix the money, you fix the morals of the country and the spiritual blueprint, but also freedom to discover that, you know, yourself. Then that's what a beautiful place, you know, because you're not being forced to. You just have to make your own choices that end up where you are led to discover that. Or you can be a piece of crap, and then society and the things around you, you're going to be given pieces of crap. That's how your reality is going to be. So nice rant for you there. Enjoy it. Soak it in. All right, so let's keep going down the line. We're going to talk about the crypto taxes real quick. We're going to play this. We're going to play some of this clip. Is that right there?
Are existing
staking, modernizing grantor.
I really liked these sections of the talk.
Taxpayers into mark-to-market. A taxpayer, IRS has repeatedly communication. Okay. Good morning, and thank you for inviting me to join you for this important discussion. By way of background, my law practice relates to financial products and derivatives and trading markets. I wrote the treatise on financial products. I was an adjunct professor at Northwestern Law School for 20 years, and I've conducted workshops for IRS financial product specialists for over 20 years. And it's my privilege to share with you my views. The existing tax framework set out in the Internal Revenue Code is flexible enough to accommodate digital assets and residual gaps filled in by Congress. Yes, digital assets are a new asset class with unique transactions never contemplated before. But this is not the first time that a new asset class is available for trading, nor the first time that the code has been applied to a totally new asset class. In moving forward, we need to keep in mind the precedent we're setting for the next new asset class and the next one after that. As Jason said, the IRS has repeatedly confirmed in pronouncements that digital assets are property, and the tax code determines tax character, timing, and sourcing for property. Tax character, it's either capital or ordinary. Tax timing, it's going to be based on your accounting method and when you have dominion and control, that means the free use of the property. And source, geographic location, where the services are performed or the income is earned. As property, many digital assets also fall into the category of commodities, while a few of them are securities. And although stock and securities is defined in the code, without a code definition of commodities, the IRS has generally deferred to the CFTC as to what constitutes a commodity. We really need a code definition. So let's turn out to mining and staking rewards. The code tells us that gross income is income from whatever source derived. To have gross income, a taxpayer must have an accession to wealth that is clearly realized and over which the taxpayer has complete dominion and control. What does this have to do with miners and stakers who receive rewards for adding blocks to a chain or for validating transactions? Well, under current tax law, their rewards are taxable upon receipt once they have dominion and control.
So that's what's so crazy, that the IRS was just going to be like, yeah, we're taxing every single transaction. It doesn't matter what it is, we're taxing it. And it's just like, no, like, that's insane. It's insane. So it's just like, it's already a damn scam, the IRS and just tax in general and income tax. And just like the fact that like how it's set up right now, you're just getting quadruply taxed over and over on the same money and the same dollars. And it's a giant scam. So then they're just like, oh yeah, let's just like put that on crypto. And we're like, no. That's insane. The tax laws for regular income and your dollar whenever you get a paycheck is already ridiculous and needs to be reformed massively. We know it doesn't work. And then you're like, people that say that, well, the taxes, we needed to go to schools. We needed to go to building roads. Yeah, how good have we been at managing that money? Terrible. So it needs to go on the blockchain and we need to see exactly where it goes. And I would laugh my ass off if it ended up being like Dogecoin or something like that we used as the blockchain to verify it. We were almost there. It seemed like it. We were like, wait a second. Elon's in the government. Doge.gov is a website. We might be auditing and then putting everything on the blockchain. It's coming. But yeah, we don't need to be taxed on crypto mining and staking. And it's just ridiculous.
The awards are compensation for services. When a miner or staker adds a block to
and smash that like button if you agree with that. I mean, come on.
a blockchain or validates a transaction and subsequently sells those rewards, the second transaction is a separate taxable sale. There have also been questions about applying the mark-to-market rule under Code Section 475 to digital assets. At present, actively traded digital assets are commodities for 475 purposes. But how is actively traded defined and which digital assets meet this definition? Congress needs to provide guidance so taxpayers can properly into mark-to-market is either commodity dealers or commodity traders. The scope of actively trading is unclear, and Congress needs to clarify when digital assets are commodities within the current code and what actively traded means. If digital assets are a new category, then it should be made elective for both traders and dealers to provide tax parity between digital assets and all of the other commodities. Let's finally consider the appropriateness of a de minimis exception. Precedent for de minimis exceptions available for personal use foreign currency transactions. The rationale given for granting the foreign currency exemption does not apply to digital assets because people don't need to pay for a cup of coffee with crypto, while tourists abroad have to buy things in the local currency. A de minimis exception won't solve the record-keeping and reporting obligation. Taxpayers still need to keep track of all of their transactions in order to demonstrate their compliance. And if Congress decides to provide a de minimis exception, it would be providing a tax subsidy to encourage crypto investments. So the bottom line is that Congress needs to provide taxpayers with guidance as to the taxation of digital assets. Clarifications needed in key areas and gaps need to be filled. But Congress has the Internal Revenue Code to build off of, and it's a great framework to work off of. And the IRS is not in a position to handle these issues themselves. And so with that, I'd like to thank you for letting me tell you what I think about cryptocurrency.
Thank you very much. Mr. Slotkin.
Chairman.
Yeah, it's a great argument. It's just like there should just be better provisions for crypto. I mean, it's just kind of crazy about what they're able to do when they're just like, yeah, they're just going to classify all that as taxable events. Be a nightmare. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's all we're gonna cover today. I mean, there's really nothing else to cover. I mean, we got alts starting to rally a little bit. We're getting a nice Bitcoin push. Like I said, we successfully did the inverse head and shoulders move here. We're testing this liquidity here. I early this morning, I took a screenshot. I sent it to Headband. I said, hey, we got some liquidity building up right at 17,400. And he was like, cool. But yeah, so I think we're probably adding, just trying to chase the order block here, or to break the Bollinger Band's resistance up here, and then that would be like a nice test to break that order block. I mean, we have a lot of volume too. I mean, you look on the 4 hour, it looks like a lot of volume. Even go on the 45 minute, it looks like there's some decent volume in an order block that wants to break through this 118,000. And then I just look at the Bollinger Band as kind of like a with the moving average of like where you could see price starting to head, and it's just there's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of momentum. Kick specialist. No. I appreciate it, but kick specialist. You guys think I need a kick specialist? Well, we were actually really surprised. We had a real person tune in on Kick, or actually a real person on Kick, and turned out to be pretty knowledgeable trader. All the stuff that he was saying was Smiley, yeah, Smiley. All the stuff he was saying in the chat was like legit. We were getting good confirmation. Community, I can help you take your channel to the next level by boosting it to 500 active viewers, 2K followers, and 300 lively chatters, plus help you earn $36 per hour and $300 on Kick. DM me on Discord. Kick promotion. You think I should do it, guys? Or am I going to get scammed? Hopefully don't get scammed on these trades. This has been kind of a nightmare for me right now, trying to pass this evaluation. I should have passed this thing 5, 6, 7 times over already, but because I've been trying to be risk managed and have stop losses set so I don't blow up my account, I've been getting up to about $363 in profit, then equity going to 5,400. I got it all the way to 5,450. I was like $50 away. And I was just being a freaking dum-dum. Just being a dum-dum. It's funny, a lot of traders and people think that, oh, if I just had a couple $1,000, I could run it up. And then you try and do it, and you're like, wait a second, this is not as easy as what people make it look like. It's really not that easy. You have to really all right, Kick specialist. I don't want to keep getting promoted shield. Just do the one shill and leave it at that. You're flooding my chat and you're gonna distract the hell out of me. I already distract myself. I don't need promotions to be distracting me, please. I would appreciate it. Or I will have to ban you. Yeah, the area of liquidity I feel like is for Doge. I mean, it already just like it literally, this is the thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is just driving me freaking nuts. I gotta just like step away. Should have already passed this thing, and it's just been a freaking nightmare. Been a freaking nightmare. What's going on? What's going on, Free? Then we still got lasers in the house. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for popping in. Make sure you hit the like button because we just have 3 likes right now and there's 8 people. And YouTube just will not give me the cheddar. They won't give me the pie. They're not going to give me the algorithm. They won't give me a thing. Yeah, I've just been this is the thing. It's interesting when you want to be have risk management and you want to be not really be aggressive in your stop losses, and you end up missing out on the on the run because it gets stopped out at break even or whatever, and then it just goes. And that's what has happened to some of these trades where I was too risk adverse on making sure I don't blow the account, and then I ended up missing out completely on the targets that I had set. Literally, look, I had a trade in right here. And I sold it in a break even stop loss. 23 cents, and then look, it blasts off right there. Yeah, what? Algorithms? Well, the thing is the YouTube algorithm has changed, and we know this. It has 100% has changed. If you do something wrong, YouTube is very, very unforgiving. I mean, if you say something wrong, if you freaking it's kind of ridiculous. So I know this to be true because it's just, we've seen it with other channels. They get banned. They just stop putting you in the search. I mean, they just they cook you. And it's sometimes really hard to come back from that. And it's made channels quit. So what you have to do is literally fake being, enthused and fake being happy, that even just one person is going to show up or whatever you're doing or whatever the views are. You just have to be you have to fake it till you make it. You just got to be all right, that's just the nature of it. And then you have to just battle through and just continue to make YouTube happy and your viewers happy too. You have to make sure you're just being consistent, and we try our best. We always, we do ask you guys hey, what would you like to see? We try our best to pay attention to everyone. And it actually probably is sometimes a blessing in disguise that the channel is the size that it is, and you guys get to directly, and I get to directly communicate with the people that actually like the channel. Because why would I want 500 people that don't give a shit? Or do I want 10 people that actually really care? So, hey, thank you. Love you. So I can get a bunch of grifters, or am I going to get my 10 masterminds in this piece? You did? I made an X and YouTube channel last night. I couldn't message you because I'm not verified yet. Oh, you can't message because you're not verified? Huh. Okay, well, you can message me on Discord. You have a Discord, right? Yeah, so just message me on Discord too. Let me get the Discord links. If you're not, are you already in the Discord? Let me pull it up real quick and let me get you a link. Because you can then... Let me see. Okay. Where's the link? Okay. Invite people and copy link. And this one will expire in 7 days or so. So just here you go. That's the Discord link. That will expire in 7 days. But yeah, just message me on there. Let me know it's you. And then, but for real, I will help you. Like I said, with, you know, just like maybe making a thumbnail, first video, just stuff like that. And we can just kind of, we'll chat about, what you already have and then what you can use of what stuff you already have. Because you'd be surprised of the things that you already have. You're like, oh, I can use this. And then you just kind of get it going. But yeah, we'll have some fun. So what we're talking about, Jordan is wanting to set up a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna help him in those things that just so he can just kind of get. I'm gonna speed run you like in D2 in Diablo 2. I would speed run people, and then also I would get sped run so I could get to gear fast, get leveled up super fast. And it was like, I remember hearing that sound when you level up and you're getting sped run through stuff. That trunk shut, dude. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you're my people. You're my people. Sounded like a and it was something, you know, an anvil. It's the best. It was the best. It literally got me in trouble. We had one computer and I would play it on the house computer in the year 2000, Diablo 2 on dial-up internet, and I would stay up till I literally would stay up all night till 5 a.m. playing it, even if when I had to go to school the next day as a 10-year-old. It was ridiculous. I mean, talk about that game got me hooked. I was like, the soundtrack, the music, just like everything about it. I was like, oh, this is great. and the fact of playing online too was just, I think that is definitely one of Blizzard's like best games. Diablo 2, and then the expansion, Lords of the Destruction. Good stuff. I think it's so cool now. You can just like play it on the Switch. You could just like, you know, just play it on the resurrected version, remastered version. I said I want to set up playing that with you guys. I think it'd be really fun. We can literally go through and speed run, like try and speed run hardcore or something like that. See how far we get. And we'll live stream it as well. I'm like, I got to see how many nerds we got. I know most of you are gaming nerds. You're ex-gaming nerds, or you're still like, you know, you haven't retired just yet. We retired a little bit, but then, you know, we're getting back in it. We like to have fun. And also, we don't want to forget about the crypto gaming bull run that will ensue. I think Super was like giving us a little teaser. Super went up, it was like, how much did it go up? Superverse really, where did it go? I think it took a breather because it did a nice little pump here. Yeah, look at, yeah. I mean, in a 45-minute candle, it went up 51%, and then it dumped right back down. But maybe it was just, this was a little teaser. It was just like a teaser pump. Teaser pump for the gaming bull run. Get us ready. To wake us up. You know, sometimes I think these coins like this that signaled from last certain niched cycles, they do this, so then they wake us up. It shakes our bones a little bit. Gets us awake to remind us that we might need to start looking at the crypto gaming coins, because you guys got to remember, the crypto gaming coins it was insane. It was the most highly risked out speculated part of the market than everything. It really was. Do you remember? We had successful games actually operating and people were using. We had like Mines of Delarnia on B&B was like a really high played game. Like actual users were playing that. Remember DAR, Mines of Delarnia? Then we had Axie Infinity for Ethereum, and then the Ronin ecosystem with Mavis Hub, and then the NFTs connected to it. That was insane. We had Illuvium. Illuvium had 3 different games. You what? Don't ask me any of those questions, headband. Don't ask me any of those questions. Look up. Oh. You just like triggered something in me. You just like triggered me. I'm like, don't ask me any of those questions. Oh, did you see Weed yesterday? Look up Weed. It's a game where you go. Stop it. Solana funded it yesterday, and the chart went up 5 million to 500 or to 50 million. Dang. Okay. No, I have not seen that. Let's go to Solana real quick and let. Oh, dang. This was just a. Well, this is ironic. Liquidity locked, 1.7 mil liquidity locked, market cap 56 mil. You got 11,000 holders. Let's see, biggest transaction. Let's see if we got any $10,000 buys. 4 minutes ago, we had a $24,000 buy at 58 cents. Dang. Whoa. This is pretty crazy. We got K-Pack in the house. Yo, what's going on? I haven't seen K-Pack's new. We like seeing new people come in. What's going on? So what we're looking at right now, K-Pack, is we're looking at something that our dear friend Headband just tipped us off on. We're looking at the Weed token. Non-pump fund token gaining traction. Yeah, no, but the token is mintable, so that is also that's you know, it is a little bit of a red flag. That is one audit issue, is that the token is mintable, but it can't be frozen. But yeah, we just, you know, you just want to make sure like things are. But the heck, who's got the? Yeah, I don't know about that. 71% of the supply is like in this giant bubble. That doesn't look good. What the heck is that? Why is 73% of the token in one giant wallet? Look at that. I mean, what? Yeah, that's a. Let's look at this on SoulScan. What is this wallet? Why is it so much? There's funded by Casino, Flip.gg, Meteor Pool Authority. Okay, so yeah, huh? Interesting. There's $43 million of the token in here, and there's Wrapped Soul. I mean, is this possibly like? Help me out here, guys. I mean, why would there be 71% of the supply inside here? Is that the liquidity? I mean, that's not the liquidity pool, is it? No. Oh, well, I think, well, once you're in Discord, let's see, general. Okay, cool. K-Pack in here. Yeah, you guys are already, you're already verified. You're verified, but you should be able to, just test it out. Like, go into Hangout and chat and just like, see if you can send a meme or something. And see if you get this message. If you just, because I can tag everyone, and then you should be getting that message. I just had that as a thing to like, you don't have to like to verify. I was just like, look, just sign up with my links and like sign up with OURBIT, sign up with PHEMEX, and or also sign up with Apex, because they're going to be doing an airdrop here soon. And if you use their platform, and if you also deposit Mantle and hold Mantle and different tokens inside of the platform, then you're going to get more airdrop. So I suggest you guys check that out. But the link is in the YouTube description for that. Or definitely also a lot of opportunities for little airdrops and things. It's right there. But yeah, see if you can just send a message and hang out and chat. You should be able to. If not, then what I can do is just verify you right here. I can just do that. Well, that. Boom. All right, now check it. Check it now. So now that I put you in the verified role, you should be able, and I'll just even double it and do this. There we go. All right, now see if you can go in and get access to all the little tabs here. I'm terrible at managing Discord. That's one thing I wish I had someone to manage for me, is to have someone be my Discord person. Like I will pay you. Like I will pay you, because I feel like if I can get it figured out, you know, it would be so worth it to be able to pay someone to get it, just like to be super like clean, professional, have like really cool features inside of it. Cause I mean, you can do just about anything. So, all right, K-Pax in the house. All right. So it worked. So yeah, hang out and chat. Let's go. Yeah, anytime you guys want to like directly talk to me or ask me a question, or you just want to chat amongst yourself, yeah, K-Pack, you seem very interested in, and you also just got right into the Discord, so I'm already assigning you, K-Pack, to be the Discord mod. You've already been assigned a job. That's how it is. You come into the dojo crew, you already got a job, so you're gonna be sweeping the floors now. Yeah, Lasers, where are you at? Are you in here? Yeah. So you're good. So now you're verified, Lasers. I didn't realize that you weren't in here already. Like headband, for instance, like your name has to be green. That's when you know you're verified. But I just made the rules kind of like, hey, I'll verify you once you sign up with these links. I was just, that was the only way I was trying to like, I'm baiting people to sign up with my links, but you could do what you will with it. I mean, you don't have to use the links if you don't want to. It does help directly support the channel, and it makes me look good with all the people that I partner with. And, and if I ever wanted to make a giant, big, huge deal contract with the biggest crypto companies in the world, I can say, well, hey, I have some traction. I got some metrics, metrics are always good. Because we don't charge for anything. I mean, we don't. I mean, we don't have any like paid group or Patreon. Maybe we did that wrong. I don't know. We just, we like hanging out with you guys, and we don't want to be like trying to get you guys to buy stuff all the time. I think that's fair. Whilst there's a lot of people that are always selling stuff, it's just like, I know I will be able to generate money an income by not having you guys buy something from me, you know, like your wife pays me to be here, but look, we're all selling something. It's funny. We're all salesmen. We're all salesmen. We're selling our time. We're our, you know, your attention, energy, all that stuff. You know, at the end of the day, we really are all salesmen. We have to figure out how to adequately, you know, disperse all that energy. And you're selling your first impression to someone. It's like, it's all a pitch. Everything is sometimes mostly like you're just like either trying to represent yourself in the best way, and it's by having those skills of that actually come from being a really good salesman, which is pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And I think building that trust over time too, like for instance with you guys, like I feel like you come to this channel because we've built a layer and a level of trust. You know, I've told you right off the bat, if I ever do like any kind of like collaborations or like partnerships or like with coins or anything like that, like I would love to tell you guys straight up, like, hey, I partnered up with this company. I'm liking them. This is a paid promotion. Whilst there's been a lot of channels, you know, like that was like the thing with certain people that they promoted stuff and then they got caught on the blockchain. Not saying that it was a paid promotion, but then also dumping the coins like days later after getting the airdrop and being like, this thing's gonna explode. And then they dump it on your head. And I'm like, oh, okay. I like that. I don't like. And when I hear about that, I'm like, I would hate for all you people and my friends here in crypto to then like see me as like that. And I would just, that would suck, you know, because I have integrity and I do have, you know, and I do care about my reputation. Because I want to be here long term. Like I don't want to be a flash in the pan. Like, oh yeah, that guy came on the timeline and blah 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 blah, and just kind of have like a stigma attached to me. I don't want that. I want a nice, you know, good first impressions. You know, sometimes you're not perfect. You know, I've definitely not been perfect. I've definitely made people like actually message me and say, hey, I don't, you know, you like. I'm disappointed. And then they actually ended up coming back. You know, I you know, that's the cool thing. And it's like, and I think, you know, that's the grace about making content, talking about crypto. You're talking about the news, you know, you're not going to make everyone happy. You might piss someone off, but at the end of the day, if you're genuine and you really mean well, you know, you might even, the people that were like, I'm never going to watch this channel again. They actually came back because they know I'm not bullshitting them. You know, I'm not trying to bullshit you guys. Like I'm just trying to represent my journey online, make it entertaining, and hopefully, you know, we all can make some money from this. KPEC said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. My husband wants me to be a stay-at-home gamer. Dude, living off my wins. I just started trading. That guy has a lot of faith in me. Let's go. That's fun. That's funny. Stay-at-home mom. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. My husband wants me to be a stay-at-home gamer. What do you game? What do you actually, what kind of games do you like to play? If you get into crypto gaming and you actually know how to work these ecosystems, you actually can make money in crypto gaming, but it just takes a little bit of, you know, you got to dig, you got to test stuff out. There's all these different ecosystems. I mean, if you start getting into NFTs, like start talking to Headband, he'll tip you on to like, you know, some NFTs that you can start looking at if you're into art. Sometimes these NFTs are connected to Loss on Crypto said, just quit my job to go full port on crypto. I have a lot of opinions on that. Okay. Let me just tell you from personal experience. Don't quit your job. I know. You might have maybe even made really good money in crypto and you're convinced that now you're going to quit your job and you're going to do this forever. Don't quit your job. I'll even do you one better. Go get another damn job right now because you probably don't have enough in crypto. I know I didn't. I still quit my job. I quit a full-time job with benefits, a pension, all that stuff, so I could go full-time crypto. And then you very much learn, you fuck around, sorry, excuse my language, you F around and find out. You F around and find out and realize that, like, whoa, this is a lot. This is going to take a lot of work. I just quit my full-time job to then now work even more. And I'm just giving you the reality, because we convince and will trick ourselves, and we have these really big expectations, and then we go into informed pessimism, because then you're like, oh shit, I just quit my job. Now, look, I get it, because it's like I convinced myself I was an expert trader and I'm gonna make rent with trading. And I ended up on my garage floor. In the fetal position, feeling like I just made the biggest freaking mistake of my life. I am telling everyone right now, I don't care how good it looks, don't quit your job unless you are like set. You got your debts paid, you got money in the bank, you got a year or 2 years of backed up income just in case things go wherever. And you need to have something going. You need to have a side job. You need to have a side hustle. You need to have your connections open still. You need to still have cash flow. You need cash flow. Trading is so risky and crypto is volatile. And at any moment, your portfolio could go to zero. And if you just evaporated all your connections, then... But this is just for people, I'm telling this as just like this is kind of like general, because if you have enough drive and you're willing to feel the pain, because what you're doing is painful. It's painful. And you're doing a food truck? Oh my God, I'm about to puke. When I think about food, because I worked in a food truck, I know the margins. And if you don't advertise that food truck like you're a psychopath, you can't expect everyone just to show up. I got a food truck that's right down the road that just opened up. We were the only customers probably for the whole damn day. And they're serving brisket. It's a great place. They're serving they got all these ingredients that they have to keep on the shelf. Oh, it makes me want to puke when I think about that. But if you are just crazy enough, you can do it. If you're just crazy enough, you can do it. So, I know all this stuff, guys. I have tested out a lot of shit in my life, and I've worked in a lot of different things, and I know the reality. And all it takes is you got to be insane. You got to be crazy. You got to be willing to work 24 hours a day. Because having a job is everything set up for you. You know when you're going in, your boss tells you when you're clocking in and clocking out, and it's set. But when you are the master, you're the driver of the ship, it's all on you. Now it's you. So you have to start to pony up, because the shit gets crazy. But 12 years as a chef, then yeah, you are crazy. You might just be crazy enough. I'd be very interested to see what kind of food truck you're going to do. But that's awesome. But hey, you know what? And hey, this is why I love crypto and I love what I do, because here's the cool fucking thing about what I do. Two of you guys, I just met you today, and we're friends. K-Pack, Lost on Crypto. I love that you're K-Pack. I love that you're stay-at-home mom. You're interested in crypto. Your husband's got you peak interest. And Lost on Crypto, you have a dream and you are here. You're wanting to learn. You're wanting to just have other people encourage you and say, you know what? Yeah, you do it. But give it to me straight, you know? And like, I don't want to sugarcoat things for people, because like, I want people to have like a good, you know, a healthy expectation of what it really takes to be like, man, like I want to start driving the ship now. So, but yeah, I thank you guys for coming in and giving my channel a chance, because I won't let you down. I won't let you down. All right, so right now we're still watching these trades. I think the market could give us another little rally to the upside. And yeah, I get the point I was trying to make to you guys is that I'm very grateful that you gave my channel a chance and you're sharing things about your life, and that's what helps me to continue to do what I'm doing. And we just all have to like help each other out a little bit. Like for instance, Jordan on here, he's been watching the channel and he is inspired maybe by me, but by his own doing to do his channel, to do a channel. And so with that, I'm like, hell yeah. Like that's my energetic currency for you guys. It's like, maybe I'm not charging my subscribers or whatever people for a private group, but you know what? I might be giving you guys something of value that you don't have to pay for. It's just like, I'm just trying to give you the energy to start something. Whether it be going more, maybe doubling down on crypto, or starting a business, or really being like, all right, let's go. Let's do this thing. That I feel very much rewarded for that. And I feel like the universe and God, with kind of the laws of energetic nature, it will be returned to me in probably all kinds of different ways. More so than just nickel and diamond stuff. Like I stopped doing that. I'm like, you know, I stopped doing that where I'm like kind of nickeling and diming a little bit. Like not like I give myself what I'm worth, but you know, if you're just kind of like nickeling and diming stuff, you don't realize that like if you just be patient enough, you're gonna get what you originally wanted. You just need to like stop grasping for it. Stop grasping for it. And so I've had to learn that over time, where I didn't realize where I was so nickeling, diming, grasping in this area. And all I had to do was do a good job in the thing that I was presented at first to show the universe that you really even want it. And then it opens up the other thing that gives you the money that you wanted. It's so wild. It's like, you're like, I need, and then once you let go, and I think that's I like last night I had like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to talk about it. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to talk about it. I'll save that one for another live stream. But yeah, it has to do with Jesus, and that's why it's a little it's a little tough to talk about. You just have to be open to receive, I guess. Yeah. Damn it. Ugh. But at least you know like what I'm talking about. It's like it's a truth. Yeah. It's very much a truth. You have to be open and willing to receive, and you have to ask for God's help. You have to ask for God's help. You have to ask for Jesus's help. Because he made like the ultimate sacrifice for us, so we could live. And so that's what's like, woo. You know, I've always felt that, I've always known that, but the more you get closer to Jesus, you're like, wow, like that was the ultimate sacrifice of love, you know? So we can't take that for granted. Because he did that so we could live. And that's craziness. Oh yeah. No, the thread guy. I thought I mentioned that because I pulled thread guy had Phantom and had the dev had the Phantom Cash dev on his live stream, and that was a pretty big deal. So yeah, they're gonna have this Cash stablecoin. And sorry guys, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but like when I start to like, yeah, I just like. And what did it to me, man? I was watching clips of Passion of the Christ last night and learning more. I knew about all this stuff, but when you learn about it again and you're reminded about the insane stuff that happened during the filming of the Passion of the Christ, and just like, yeah, and then I was just like, it was like 2 a.m. and I was like bawling and crying and just being like, man, like, and I was just like, I really, yeah. Just woo, powerful. K-Beck said, I lost my best friend a few months back. I'm sorry to hear that. She was my biggest supporter of this dream I have of crypto. I'm still in this hurricane, but I'm here. Awesome. Well, then you continue. Continue. And rest in peace. We'll say a prayer. We'll say a prayer for you, K-Pack. We'll say a prayer for you, K-Pack. Yeah, I apologize, guys. Trying to not be like, oh my Lord. Whew. Yeah, the tears are the truth. It's from the heart. That's why when I talk about this stuff, I feel something, you know. It's the love. It's like, and the grace and all that, and it's a beautiful thing, but it makes you cry. You know. And not in a sad way, you know. That's what's so interesting. You just like, it's not because I'm sad. It's just because it's just like, it's overwhelming. And if I don't stop talking about it, it's just going to continue to get me. But I will say the proclamation that I made to myself when I got rebaptized is that I wanted to not be afraid to proclaim my faith. That was one of the things that I wanted to tell Jesus, is that I wanted to not be afraid to proclaim my faith and to continue to get closer, and to know that I'm a sinner. I'm gonna sin. Like, I'm not gonna be perfect, but that there's grace for that, and Jesus will always meet me like wherever I'm at, no matter what. Just like no matter what. And that's that was my proclamation. And it's, you know, I've not been perfect, but getting closer to Jesus. Just keep getting closer. Oh, Lordy. Okay. I had a feeling I was going to start talking about this because last night it just kind of really... All right, how about that Bitcoin? How about that Bitcoin? Lord. Man, I'm like a waterfall this morning. But I'll be all right. True men don't run away from their emotions, and they you just yeah, I'm not running away from my emotions here. But shit. You guys didn't come here to watch me freaking cry. So let's continue to be bullish on crypto, all right? Woo! All right. Bitcoin is busting through the order block. Dang, I mean, man, my TA's been has been spot on. I know, like, I hope I don't make you guys cry. Jeez, you're probably like, pack it up. Like, pack it up, dude. Woo. Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking good. I'm not crying, you're crying. I'm a meat popsicle. Yeah, it's just like it's tough, man. You know, people. It's like I really, and what's so fascinating is I see like Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson, like they're so interested, and they're like opening the doors, and they're having the conversation, and it's really cool, you know, because it's showing that like all these paths of curiosity end up leading to ultimately Jesus's life and what he said and what he meant and like what he did, you know. It like kind of, it's almost like you get diverted off these paths because you have these like human ways of thinking about it. And then once you like dare to imagine that it's more than just your human understanding of what this is, and you just like let go, which is hard to let go of your like human your like connection to the physical world, and you let go, like you just let go of that, you know. And I think that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I know I've had that problem, like just like dare to imagine that it is, oh my God, it's so much more grand and bigger. And you got to just stop small minding stuff and know that, like, look, if God created this entire universe, you don't think he can, like, you know, create a reality that you've dreamed of, you know? And that's kind of like where you can just like dare to have the dream, to have the faith, and to have the faith that is real, you know? That's real, more real than the physical world. Like that is more real than the physical world of what you can touch. Like this, like what you can touch, like we've been convinced that like this is real. But I would beg and go as far to say that the spiritual world and the love and that, like what's in our heart is more real than we've ever been led and taught to believe. And why, and this is why we are sometimes and why we're broken. And I think the answer is that Jesus fills those cracks and makes us realize who we truly are. And so that's what I want to try and get closer to that. I want to try and get closer to that. So maybe that's why I do feel that emotion when I start to get closer to it, because it's like, man, it feels the most true out of all the lies that we're told so much in this freaking world, like all the lies. And then when I get to there, I'm like, ah, that's the truth. I'm like, that's the truth, man. All right, I gotta get off the damn freaking mount of a sermon here. K-Pack said, so what style of trader are you? I'm a degenerate. There's no style of trading. I'm a degenerate. No, I like support and resistance. I like to see if there's just momentum. There's a trend, any kind of trend building. Usually sometimes like during a momentum trend, like patterns like go right out the window because you're just like, oh, well, that looks like this, but then it just kind of starts to crush with more volume. Yeah, I just kind of like, yeah, I try my best to do support resistance. Sometimes the patterns reveal themselves. I like looking at macro time frame 4 hour, and I like looking at the 30-minute and the 3-minute, you know, just like little, you know, time frames like that to see kind of what's happening in the chop. 4 hour, you know, weekly, daily charts to look at the overall, you know, macro trend. We need an uptrend, we need a downtrend. All right, guys, we're going to go for a walk because we gotta do some push-ups or something. Do some push-ups or something. I don't know, but we really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thanks for listening to me. I guess I just had to get that off my chest because last night was like I was feeling a lot of like emotions, and yeah. So maybe that helped you in your journey of getting a little bit closer to Christ, and because the road is sometimes a little bumpy, but I think that's the beauty of it. It's like there's so much grace to be able to just be like, it's all good, you know. Road gets a little bumpy, and you know, and we can always get back on. But it helps with us talking about it and not being afraid to talk about it, that we can get there together. So, and that's my sermon for today. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thanks for humoring me with the news. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. I think we'll be back. So what we're going to do here, because normally the beginning of the week, we don't work any night stuff, like in terms of our gigs, you know, with music and things like that. It's usually always on the weekends. So what we're going to do is on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, we will always do a 8:30 nightcap live stream. So make sure you guys tune into that, and I'll see you on those live streams. And then for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all that stuff, we probably won't do any night live streams because there's usually kind of a lot going on. But we always are going to be here Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the dot. No questions asked, no negotiations. We've been on a 90-week streak on these live streams, and we're not stopping. We're taking over. So, and the dojo crew's taking over as well. We are going to be going into the most abundant times in our lives. And I really do believe that. So with that being said, thank you again. Thank you to the new people that came in. Just make sure you guys are keeping up with all the stuff. If you want to get the updates, you know, quick, go to @DanoCrypto904, and then you guys are in the Discord now, so you can, you know, message me directly if you want to ask me any questions, and just chat. Really appreciate it. And again, thank you guys. Love you. See you on the next one. Peace.